Hello and welcome to my kitchen. My name is Jennifer Bremser and today I will share with you how I make delicious and healthy banana ice cream in a blender at my home. I utilize this recipe quite often because it has much simpler ingredients and far less fat than traditional ice cream. There are no processed sugars or stabilizers needed for this recipe. The steps are pretty easy, from freezing the bananas, putting them in a blender with a few ingredients, and blending them to perfection and enjoying. So first and foremost, you want to pick your bananas. You bring them home from the grocery store and you let them ripen to perfection. You want them to be not green at all. You want them to have a little bit of brown spots, and that will make them sweeter. The longer you let them ripen, the sweeter your ice cream will be with the natural sugars that release in the fruit. So you want them to be a little bit brown and speckly, but you don't want them to be dark brown. Those dark brown bananas you can save for your banana bread if you let them go too long, which is fine, but it's different. So then once you have your bananas ready, you need to peel them, and then you put them in a container. I get these fish tubs for my job, but you need to have them peeled to put them in the freezer, because if you freeze them with the peel on, it'll be very difficult to make your ice cream and to get the peel off. So you always have to peel your bananas before you put them in the freezer, and then you have to wait a few hours, 3 or 4 hours, for them to be fully frozen. And then when you're ready to make your treat at dessert time after dinner, you pull out your bananas and put them into your blender, and then you can decide whatever flavor you're looking for. You can add cacao powder and make it a chocolate flavor. You can add vanilla bean and make it more vanilla flavor. You can add all types of flavors, whatever you are in the mood for, or you're looking to make a dessert with. And then you can also use a milk. So whatever milk you have in your house will do. I personally use a coconut cream, or a raw cow's milk is great to make a super creamy ice cream. You want to have a thicker, creamy milk. So cashew cream, or the dairy is great. So you put that in there, and then you blend up your mixture, and you want it to be on the thicker side. The consistency will depend on the quality of your blender. I highly recommend using a Vitamix because it is a very high quality blender, and it will give you the most quality product of a thicker, nice cream, ice cream, whatever you want to call it. But you can use a lower quality blender, and that is fine. You might just need to use more liquid in your mix to get it to the right consistency. And once it's finished, then you can just put it in the freezer and let it freeze for 15 to 20 minutes if it is on the liquidy side. And it will be delicious. You just don't want to let that freeze for too long, or else it will be too hard to scoop into, and that's just because you're not using those stabilizers or anything like that. And so then you get to just enjoy your treat. You can add it with cookies, brownies, a freshly baked pie. I think it's a great way to have something healthy with another dessert that might not be as healthy, so you feel a little bit less guilty about eating or indulging in something else. And also with this recipe, you don't need to add sugar, but you can use maple syrup or honey in it, so you're using far less of the high fructose corn syrup or processed sugar that would be in your traditional ice cream. So you're cutting back on processed sugar and eating fruit sugar, which is great for you. So also sometimes when you make your ice cream and you enjoy it, you might have some left over, which I have quite often. So I will show you. This is some of my leftovers. It's got a little bit too runny. So I just put it back in the freezer because I wanted to reuse it. So what I do is I let it thaw. I put it in hot water on the bottom of the bowl until it starts to get like thawed, and then I put it right in the blender, add a little bit more milk, and then just re-blend it, and I get to re-enjoy my treat. It's not like regular ice cream where you can just take a scoop out of it because, again, it doesn't have any gums or other stabilizers and stuff to keep it scoopable. But I think that is all on the recipe. I am happy I was able to share this with you. There are so many ways and combinations to make your own healthy dessert treat in a blender. It makes you feel great and hits the sweet spot when you're looking for something at dessert time. Again, the steps are freezing your bananas, adding whatever flavors or milk you have, and blending and enjoying. It's fairly simple, and once you have it down, it's totally hits the spot when you're craving something sweet. And also, my final tip is to try using mangoes instead of bananas and make a mango coconut cream sorbet. Thank you so much for listening to my speech, and have a lovely evening.